add this 4 at the same time because I'm running out of room down here. So negative 3x plus 2x is a negative x equals negative 4. Divide both sides by a negative 1. I'm left with x equals 4. Now that I know what x equals, what do I need to find? I need to find what y equals. So I can take it and plug it right back in there. Y equals 8 times 4 minus 16. 8 times 4 is minus 16 is right. Okay. So 4, 16. You're sounding better. Are you starting to feel a little bit better? Were we just mushy yesterday? Your ACT was a little long. I know. What else? Okay. All right. So we have negative 2x plus y equals 8. And 1/2 x plus 3y equals 50. Do I have a variable isolated? Do I have one that looks really easy to isolate? Which one are you going after? The purple y, right? Because all I have to do is add that 2x over to the other side. So I'm going to do that real quick. Add 2x to both sides, and I'm left with y equals 2x plus 8. Everybody cool with that? You need me to show it? Okay. Now that I know what y equals, where do I put that? Right there for y. So I have 1/2 x plus 3 times y, which is 2x plus 8, equals 50. Next step. 1/2 x plus 6x plus 24 equals 50. So combine my x's. What is 1/2 an x plus 6x?
3x.
I'm not multiplying them, I'm adding them. 6.5 x's, or you could have said 13 over 2 x's. Either is fine. Plus 24 equals 50. Now what? 6.5x equals, last step, divide both sides by 6.5, and I get x equals, okay. Now that I know x, what do I do with it? I go sub it in to figure out what y equals. Y equals 2 times what we just found out x was, plus 8. 2 times 4 is? 8 plus 8 is? So my ordered pair is 4, 16. start recognizing where they're getting these equations from. But all they want to know in this one is how many magazines she got and how many bags of chips she got. Now then, let's think for a moment about reasonableness. You guys know what reasonableness means? Something that makes sense. Would it make sense for my mama to mail me half of a magazine? No. Can my mama mail me half a bag of chips? That'd be pretty rude. That means Hallie got into them first. But, so what am I probably going to be dealing with here? I'm probably going to be dealing with whole numbers. So if I get a fraction or a decimal, that's a good indication that, hey, maybe something didn't go like it should have. Okay? So, I know I have x plus y equals 14. And then x plus 0.5y equals 9. Yeah? Yeah. Okay. Do I have a variable by itself? No. Do I have one that looks easy to get by itself? Quite a few of them. Which ones you want? Okay.
Red X.
You want the red x by itself? I'm down. What do I have to do to the y? Subtract the y over. Now then, did you have to isolate this x? No, you could have gone for whichever variable you wanted. There's 3 of them that would have been real easy to get by themselves. So don't erase everything you have just because I'm working it differently than you. That's okay. But Adrian told me I'm going for the red x. So I'm going to get x equals negative y plus 14. Now that I have x by itself, what can I do with it?
Plug it in.
Plug it in right there for x. So I get negative y plus 14 plus 0.5y equals 9. Do I have any like terms?
Yeah.
Here and there. What's negative 1 plus 0.5? Negative 0.5y plus 14 equals 9. Next step. Subtract 14 over. Negative 0.5y equals negative 5. You guys are doing great.
Thank you.
Next step. Divide both sides by a negative 0.5. What am I left with? Really?
Did you say negative 0.5 divided by 10?
Negative 5 divided by negative 0.5. We're getting positive 10?
Negative 10.
No, negative divided by negative is positive, so I'm sure it's positive. Now then, why did all those other ones make me a little nervous? Why didn't 1/10 make me nervous? Because what's that represent? The Y's represent chips. If I get 1/10 of a bag of chips, I'm going to be angry. That's probably like 1 chip, because they don't fill the bags up anyways. So that's why 1/10 made me nervous. Why did it make me nervous whenever she said negative 10? My mama can't send me negative bags of chips. It ain't going to work. So because it was a word problem, because I could think about the context of the problem, I was able to kind of use reasoning to figure out what made 10. So are we all confident that it's supposed to be 10? Okay. What do I do now?
Plug in 10.
Go plug in 10 for y and figure out what x equals. X equals. Now then, the y was negative, so I'm going to do negative 10 plus 14, and I get x equals 4. Now then, my ordered pair would be 4, 10. But that ain't what they asked me. What they asked me. How many magazines? And how many chips? Right? How many magazines? How many chips? So how many magazines she gets? 4 magazines and 10 chips. Are we starting to feel better? You guys don't look like you're going to cry today, so that's good. Here's what we're going to do. Some of you probably only need a little bit more time to work like the 2 problems that I didn't do. And that's okay. We're gonna grade this at the end of class today. What we're gonna do now, just set it to the side for right now. And we're gonna talk about one final method of solving systems of equations. Today's Wednesday, right?
27.
It gets a little. Now then, what we're about to get into is my favorite method of solving.
This is just your
I
favorite.
didn't even make such a thing.
We're gonna hope that was the right amount. So what we're getting into is my favorite method of solving systems of equations. Yesterday, there was a lot of stuff to keep track of. That's why I started using different colors today, because it made it easier for me.
I haven't done it yet. My second hour is a day behind you guys now. Because they were in the pre-ACT yesterday. So they just learned how to use substitution today. So this is the first time I taught it to you guys. Which means you're actually gonna have to take notes today.
Unfortunate.
I'll work on that. Because I need you to learn. I can't answer that teaching right now. I sure will answer whenever I'm done. So before we dive into this, we got a pretty